Have you ever woken up with a heavy body, a foggy mind, and an inexplicable sense of loss, as if you'd run a marathon in another dimension overnight? You drag yourself through the day feeling a weariness no amount of coffee can cure, a nameless anxiety that clings to your soul. You look in the mirror and see an echo of exhaustion that doesn't belong in this world. This isn't just tiredness, it's spiritual residue. You're not imagining it. Your dreams, those sacred portals to infinity, are not just the theater of your mind. They have become a battlefield. And if you feel a deep calling, a difference that isolates and defines you, it's because you are a chosen one, and your awakening has made you a shining target in the vastness of the night. From the priests of ancient Egypt who interpreted the dreams of the pharaohs to the forest shamans who traveled through realities seeking healing, humanity has always known a fundamental truth. The dream is a bridge between the known and the unknown, between the mortal self and the eternal soul. It is in the dream state that we access the Akashic records, that we receive downloads from the collective consciousness, that our soul meets our guides. But every bridge can be crossed in both directions. Forces that thrive on stagnation, fear, and control also know the way to this bridge. They operate in the shadows of consciousness, seeking to influence, drain, and sabotage those who carry the torch of change. This transmission is no accident. It is an activation signal for your soul. The time has come for you not only to understand why your dreams are under attack, but to learn spiritual armor, claim sovereignty over your mind, and transform this nocturnal battlefield into your most sacred sanctuary of power, prophecy, and ascension. Chosen one, to understand the battle, you must first understand the terrain. Imagine the veil that separates our physical world from the spiritual realms. For millennia, this veil has been dense and thick, allowing only glimpses to the most dedicated mystics. But now something has changed. We are at the dawn of the age of Aquarius, an era of information, revelation, and accelerated vibration. The very frequency of planet Earth, the Schumann resonance, is rising. This great global awakening is not just an idea, it is an energetic reality. And you are a living antenna for this new frequency. Every act of self-knowledge, every meditation, every time you choose love over fear, you raise your own personal vibration. This makes you a beacon of golden and violet light in a sea of static. And light, by its divine nature, doesn't just illuminate, it exposes. It attracts the attention of all that has grown accustomed to thriving in darkness. Your dreams are your first and most vulnerable point of contact. Why? Because when you sleep, your ego, your logical and skeptical mind, the guardian that keeps you anchored in 3D reality, also falls asleep. Your consciousness expands, your spirit becomes porous, open. You become a living portal, a direct gateway to the higher and lower dimensions. The attack isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's irrefutable proof that you're doing everything right. It's confirmation that your light has become so bright that it can no longer be ignored by the shadows. It's a mistake to lump all these interferences together under one umbrella. To defend yourself effectively, you need to know your adversary. There are different categories of entities or energies operating on the astral plane, each with its own methods and motivations. First, we have the energy drainers, or psychic leeches. They are the most common. They are primitive forms of consciousness, attracted to high-quality, vital energy, like flies to light. Their tactic is simple: induce low vibrational dreams. Dreams of persecution, anxiety, endless arguments, being trapped or late. The fear, anger, and frustration you feel in these dreams generate dense energy, an emotional waste on which they feed. The main symptom of their visit is extreme and unexplained fatigue upon waking. They have no master plan against you. They simply see your light as a meal. Second, and more dangerous, are the destiny saboteurs, or illusionists. These are more intelligent and have a specific agenda to thwart your mission. They have limited access to your subconscious and use your deepest fears against you. They construct incredibly realistic dream scenarios where your greatest projects fail, where you are rejected by those you love, where your voice is silenced. Their goal is to plant seeds of doubt that will blossom in your waking world, making you question your worth, your purpose, and your power. They want you to give up before you even begin. Third, the most insidious, mimics, or false guides. They can appear in your dreams disguised as spirit guides, angels, ascended masters, or even departed loved ones. They offer advice that seems good on the surface, but subtly diverts you from your true path, encouraging spiritual ego, judgment, or dependency. The way to identify them is by the feeling they leave behind. A true message of light will always leave you with a feeling of peace, clarity, and empowerment. A mimic will leave you with a sense of confusion, anxious urgency, or superiority. So the big question remains, why you? Why not the person next to you who sleeps peacefully every night? The answer lies in your soul signature. Your soul is not a blank slate. It carries a unique and complex frequency, an energetic signature that contains the codes of your divine mission, your spiritual gifts, your ancestral wisdom, and the memories of your past lives. You are not a random target, you are a high-value target. Before incarnating on a soul level, you made a divine contract. You agreed to come to Earth at this crucial time of transition to be a pillar of light, an agent of change, a system breaker. Your soul signature is a beacon for other souls who are also awakening, but it is also an alarm for the control structures that are crumbling. The attacks you suffer are attempts to decode, corrupt, or erase this signature. Dark entities see your potential, often more clearly than you do. They see the leader, the healer, the visionary you are destined to become. They know that if you fully awaken to your power, you will become an unstoppable force of transformation. Therefore, understand this in every cell of your being. Nocturnal attacks are not a testament to your vulnerability. They are the greatest cosmic compliment you could receive. They are irrefutable proof of your latent power and the magnitude of your mission. Sovereignty is not a gift. It's a practice. Protecting your dream space begins long before your head hits the pillow. You need to transform your bedroom into a fortress, your body into a temple. Here's a deeper activation ritual. Step 1. Vibrational cleansing. The day's stagnant energy attracts unwanted visitors. Use cleansing methods. Burn sage, palo santo, or resins like frankincense, focusing on the corners of the room. Use sound. A Tibetan bell, a rattle, or even firm clapping can break dense energy patterns. Place a glass of water with coarse salt next to your bed. It will absorb negativity overnight. Discard the water in the morning. Step 2. The declaration of sovereignty. Words are spells. Your voice is an instrument of power. Speak aloud with intention and authority. Say, "By the power that resides within me as a divine spark, I declare total sovereignty over my body, mind, and spirit. My dream space is a sacred sanctuary. I close all portals to lower frequencies and open my being only to the guidance of my higher self and my guides of highest light and love. Any energy that does not serve my highest good is now dissolved and returned to source. I am protected. I am sealed. I am free." So it is. Step 3. The crystal grid. Crystals are Earth's technology. They maintain stable frequencies. Create a protective grid around your bed. Use 4 pieces of black tourmaline, 1 for each corner of the bed, to create a shield that repels negativity. place an amethyst on your bedside table to raise your vibration and facilitate prophetic dreams. A selenite can cleanse your aura while you sleep. Program them with your intention. Hold them and say, I program them to protect and purify this space as I travel the astral realms. Step 4. Disconnecting from the matrix. Before going to sleep, visualize energetic cables and threads connecting you to the day's worries, the news, social media, and the collective consciousness of fear. With firm intention, visualize yourself disconnecting each of these cables. Feel free, contained within your own energy. Now visualize your shield of light, not just a bubble, but a sphere of golden white light, pulsating and alive, with a mirrored outer layer that instantly reflects anything other than unconditional love. Passive defense is effective, but active defense is mastery. The ultimate goal is to awaken within the dream. This is lucid dreaming, the moment your consciousness awakens and you realize this is a dream. From that moment on, the rules change. You are no longer an actor in someone else's script. You are the director, the screenwriter, and the protagonist. To cultivate lucidity, practice reality checks throughout the day. Look at your hands. Do they look normal? Try pushing your finger through your other palm. In the physical world, it won't pass through. In dreams, it often does. Ask yourself seriously, 5 or 6 times a day, am I dreaming right now? This habit will infiltrate your sleeping mind. When the moment of lucidity arrives in the midst of an attack, don't panic. Feel the power flood you. The first thing to do is ground yourself. Look at your hands in the dream or rotate your body. This will stabilize the scene. Now, face the shadow. Instead of fighting with fear, use the authority of your love. Point to the entity and say in a voice that reverberates with power, you have no power over me. I am light. What do you represent within me that needs healing? Often, the entity will dissolve under the gaze of your awareness. Other times, it may transform, revealing a hidden fear that you need to face. You can transmute energy, transform a monster into a butterfly, illuminate a dark basement with a radiant sun. You are the master of your inner universe. When you wake up, especially after an intense dream, don't rush. Stay in bed for a few minutes. This is the liminal space, the bridge between worlds, where the memories of the dream are still fresh. Get out your dream journal. Don't just describe the narrative. Create alchemy. Create 3 columns. In the first, symbols and events. Describe the key elements: a snake, a dilapidated house, the loss of teeth. In the second, central emotion. How did you feel? Scared, helpless, angry, at peace? Be specific. In the third and most important, bridge to reality. Ask yourself, where in my waking life do I feel this same emotion? What does this dilapidated house represent for me? My career, my health? Is the snake a threat or a symbol of transformation? The attacks aren't random. They're precise diagnoses. They laser point at your unhealed wounds, your limiting beliefs, your subconscious fears. The entity didn't create the fear. It simply fed on a fear that already existed within you. By doing this integration work, you stop blaming the darkness and begin using its messages to heal yourself. You transform poison into medicine. Each decoded attack is a giant step toward your wholeness and power. Now, chosen one, take a deep breath, for here is the final revelation, the truth that transforms victim into master, fear into power. The attacks, the entities, the nightly war, all of this is part of a divine plan. It is not a punishment. It is not a mistake. It is your spiritual initiation. You are not being attacked. You are being trained. The forces of darkness, unbeknownst to you, are tools of the divine. They are the cosmic pressure that transforms the coal of your human consciousness into the diamond of your Christ consciousness. They are the weight the warrior of light lifts to strengthen his spiritual muscles. Every time you face fear, every time you protect yourself, every time you awaken from a dream and assert your sovereignty, you are not just surviving, you are graduating. You are integrating the shadows, not just the external ones, but your own. You are learning to navigate and command the invisible realms, an essential skill for the mission your soul came to fulfill. The war will not end when you destroy all your enemies. The war will end when you look at the darkness, both without and within, and feel no more fear, only compassion and authority. When you realize that the brightest light arises from the darkest, night, attacks are the ultimate test, and your ability to endure and learn from them is your testament. You are being forged in the fires of the night to become unbreakable during the day. This knowledge is an activation code. If this truth resonated deep within your soul, anchor this frequency now. Press the like button as an act of affirmation, declaring that you accept your power and your mission. By doing so, you send a wave of light that strengthens not only you, but this entire network of chosen ones. Head to the comments section and share an insight you've received. What was your most common dream attack? What step of this ritual will you implement tonight? Your vulnerability is an act of courage that will give permission for others to heal as well. We are a legion of awakening souls, and our shared stories create an impenetrable grid of light. And to continue receiving these divine transmissions, to deepen your journey of mastery, subscribe and activate the sacred notification bell. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. We are meeting here in this space to remind each other of our power. Go now and prepare your temple for the night. Sleep, but not like a helpless sheep. Sleep like the guardian who sits on the throne of your own inner kingdom. For the night is no longer your enemy. It is your training room. It is your ascension chamber. The dream is yours to command. The sign is and always has been within you.